And then if I was saying just for those people that would look at that verse of scripture, I would say something like this. I would say, somebody's phone is going off. Everybody cut your phone off. This is what I would say. I would say all of these churches is a part of that one church. That's what I would tell you. Mm-hmm. So I'm in the Church of Christ. Though it's only one, I'm in that one. Well, if we study the Word of God, we will find that if God had planned for any other churches, He would have put them in there.
Amen. He
would have put them in there. Amen. You wouldn't have to guess as to whether or not the religious organization that you are part of is a part of that one church. Because the Bible said all that were together had all things common. They practiced and taught the same thing religiously. It wasn't until 606 AD when Boniface III, the Roman Catholic Church leader, decided to establish another organization which brought about unity in the realm of religion.
Amen.
But I tell you that you're part of that war. Though when you look in the Bible, you won't be able to find it.
Amen.
And you believe that. You know why? Because you ain't going to study.
Amen.
Is that all right?
It's all right.
I would tell you, look, I would tell you it wouldn't matter in spite of what Paul said in Colossians chapter 1 and verse number 18. Watch him now. He is head, watch him now. He's head of the body. The church, who is the beginning, the firstborn from the dead. He is the head of the body, which is the church.
Hey.
How many? One. But I'll tell you, it don't matter. And then I'll place in your mind, in your spirit. I would say, if I was the devil, I would say something like this here. And those folk who call themselves the Church of Christ, putting God in a box. You ever heard of that? Yeah. Them folk put God in a box. But if you studied your Bible, you will find that we didn't put God in a box. God put God in a box.
Amen.
Did you hear what I said?
Amen.
We don't have to put God in a box. He did. Look at Matthew chapter 7 and verse number 13. Let me show you. God put himself in a box. We didn't have to do it.
Amen.
I was privileged to go with, he don't mind me saying, I don't guess he mind me saying, Brother Reaver, I don't guess you mind me speaking to our little Bible study there, studying with his friend preacher. Went over to their church over there. He and I did, and he called us over there on the Tuesday at 6 o'clock, and they have a Bible class at 7 o'clock. What kind of stuff is that? He wasn't planning on spending no time with us in the first place. So we get in his office back there and start talking concerning the Word of God, and I'm showing him what's in the book, and he says something like this here. I see what you're saying. In essence, I see what you're saying, but I ain't going to do it like that. I'm a Baptist, and I'm going to always do it like this here. I said, but this is what God said. I see, but I'm going to do it like that. You know what I did? Like I always do. When you get to talking like that,
that's right. Amen.
You have no respect for the Word of God.
Amen. That's right.
I shut the book up.
That's right.
I shut the book up, and then he get me in the auditorium and said, I need to sit down and study with you. How are you going to be a preacher and you don't even know of the something so basic as the 3 different dispensations of time? That's why the religious world is so confused, because they don't know the basic. All they know is a sermon. They know a story. And they preach the story. But how can you preach a story and don't know the foundation?
That's it. That's it.
I would say, if I would say to them preachers, you're doing a good job.
That's what you're saying.
Just keep on doing what you're doing. And I would say to the preachers, what I need you to do, I need you to grab a hold to them. I need you to woo them. I need you to mesmerize them with your stories and with your good speech. I need for you to have for them to have more trust in you than in God.
Yeah, that's it.
I want them to say something like this, preacher. I want them to say, I see what God said, but I won't believe my preacher.
That's what they say.
If I was saved now. Amen. 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 Let me show you. God, we haven't put God in a box. God put himself in a box. Listen to what he said, Matthew 7 and verse number 13. Listen to what Jesus said. Jesus said, enter ye in at the straight gate. That word straight means difficult. Amen. It's not a straight line. What is that? S-T-R-I-A-G-H-T. That's not the same word. This straight here, it means difficult. Watch it now. He says, for wide is the gate and broad is the way that leadeth to destruction, and many there be which shall go in therein. Watch him put himself in the box. Because straight is the gate, difficult is the gate, and narrow is the way that leads to life, and few there be which shall find it. He put himself in the box. He said, if you're going to come to me, you're going to have to come to me straight.
Amen.
And when you come to me, it ain't easy. It's difficult.
Amen.
Praise the Lord. Amen. He put himself in the box.
Amen.
Listen to what he said. He said, narrow is the way. He put himself in the box. We didn't put him in a box. All we're trying to do is what God said. And how do we know what God said? He said it in his word. Amen. And if he didn't say it in his word, then we ought not be fooled with it.
Amen.
Is that all right?
That's all right.
Amen. Not only would I deal with if I was saved, would I deal with the nature of the church, but I would deal with the identity of the church if I was saved. Is that all right?
It's all right.
Watch him here. Watch him here. Watch him here. If I was saved, I would want the Lord's church to blend in with all the others. That's what I would want. I would want it to blend in. I would want it to blend in. You remember Israel when God said to Israel, you're my chosen people, and I want you to be separate. I want you to be different from the rest of the people that you come around. And what did Israel do? Israel blended in.
Amen.
Woo, Lord have mercy. I would say to the people, to the leaders of the church, I would say, ain't nothing wrong with this. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Ain't nothing wrong with this over here. Ain't nothing wrong with that over there. God did say not to. But God ain't got to say what not to do when he said what to do.
Yeah.
And you know what? Pretty soon, we just like all the others. Did you hear what I said?
Amen.
We just like all the others. But turn your Bibles to Proverbs, if you would, and verse 22, and look at verse 28. Proverbs 22 and verse number 28. I want us to see this. You got to understand something. It's important that we understand something. Amen. We need to understand something. As it was in the Old Testament, so it is for us today. What does the Bible say? Solomon, the wisest king, and Proverbs 22 and verse number 28, listen to what he said. He says, remove not from the ancient landmark. God, the same thing that God said to Moses years later, under the old law, God still wanted Israel to follow that law.
Amen.
He said, don't you move from the ancient landmark.
That's right.
Did you hear what I said? So you have to be careful. In other words, what the church needs to do, the church needs to stay with the first century church. Amen.
Yeah.
We need to do what they did like they did, how they did it. Did you hear what I said? And we don't need to add our 2 cents to it. Amen.
Amen. That's right.
Amen. We need to do it like they did. Look at your Bible, if you would, at Acts chapter 2 and verse number 42. Listen to what he said. We need to stay. How is it that we're able to stay the same way that the first century church stayed?
Amen. That's it.
Let me show you. Y'all don't mind if I show you, do you?
No, I don't mind.
I just think I need to show you. I want you to pray for me. Amen. Pray for me.
Amen.
The Bible says in Acts chapters 2 and verse number 42, let me show you how we can do it. The Bible says, and they continued steadfastly in the apostles' doctrine. If we stay with the apostles' doctrine, we'll do the same thing that they did in the first century.
Amen.
Is that all right?
That's it. It's all right.
Amen. We don't need to add nor take away from what God has said. We need to stay
Amen. That's it.
with the ancient landmark.
Amen.
Is that all right? They continued steadfastly because they continued steadfastly. They were on one accord. Why? Because the apostles were on one accord. Why? Because the Godhead body was on one accord. Why? Because that was a part of the plan and the purpose. John 17, Jesus prayed. He prayed to his Father. He said, I pray that they, the apostles, will be one as thou art in me and I in thee, that they may be one in us, that the word, you follow what I'm saying? You follow what I'm saying? That those that will believe on them will be one in us.
Amen.
And if we stay with the ancient landmark, but if I was the devil, I'll try to make the church so close to denomination until you won't be able to tell the difference. And then what happens is, if I can get you close, the closer I can get you. You see, some of us don't have the ability to maintain our strength. We don't have the ability to stay strong. And if I can get, Sister Juanita, if I can get us close to denominations, if I can get us acting and doing what denominations do, then the members of the church will say something like this. Well, we doing the same thing they doing. What difference does it make?
Amen. That's what they're going to say.
What difference does it make? What's wrong? Are we doing what they do? We go over there and fellowship with them because we're doing the same thing. And then what happens is, then some of our preachers start preaching in those churches. Well, ain't nothing wrong with preaching in those churches if you're going to preach the truth.
Amen. That's right. That's right.
Did you hear what I said?
That's it.
But what happens is, we get so close, and most of us are weak, and the closer we get, we just fall over and we start doing what they're doing. Period.
Amen. That's what happens. That's how it happens.
Is that all right?
It's all right. That's how it happens.
Amen. Amen. But that's what Satan is busy doing.
Hey.
He don't care who you are. He don't care what your status is in life. He don't care who you come from, what your genealogy is. All he wants to do is destroy you. And if you mean something to God, he's really at you.
Amen. Sure will.
Is it all right?
It's all right.
But not only would I attack the nature, not only would I attack the identity, but I would attack the unity of the church.